Don't skip this message. Listen carefully, because what you're about to hear may seem like an ordinary story, but it carries a mystery that has been unfolding for much longer than you realize. Stay until the end, because the final moments of this chapter reveal a decision that could change two lives forever. Somewhere in this world, there is a person who has been carrying your name in silence. Not in a notebook. Not on a screen. But deep inside their heart. Every morning they wake up hoping today will be the day they finally tell you everything. Every night they go to sleep disappointed because fear once again convinced them to stay silent. Your soulmate isn't running out of love. They are running out of time. Listen carefully. No one around them knows what they're hiding. Friends see them smiling. Family believes everything is fine. They continue working, laughing, and pretending life is moving forward. But inside, something is missing. Peace. Because they know there is one truth they have never shared with the person who matters most. You. For months, perhaps even years, they have imagined how that conversation would begin. They've rehearsed every sentence. They've pictured every possible reaction. Sometimes they imagine you smiling. Sometimes they fear you'll simply walk away. That fear has kept them trapped in silence. They tried to ignore it. They buried themselves in work. They distracted themselves with responsibilities. They convinced themselves that if they waited long enough, the feelings would disappear. But their heart refused to listen. Every familiar place reminded them of you. Every meaningful song carried your memory. Even strangers unknowingly spoke words that reminded them of everything they wished they had already said. Stay till the end. One rainy evening, something happened that neither they nor anyone else expected. As they were driving home, traffic suddenly came to a complete stop. An ambulance rushed past with its sirens echoing through the streets. For reasons they couldn't explain, they couldn't look away. In that single moment, one thought entered their mind. Life can change in seconds. Those words stayed with them long after they arrived home. For the first time, they weren't afraid of rejection. They were afraid of regret. What if tomorrow never came? What if destiny had already given them enough chances? What if the truth remained hidden forever? Everything changed. That night, while searching through an old drawer, they found a small envelope covered in dust. Inside was a handwritten letter they had started years ago. It had never been finished. The first line read, "If you ever read this, it means I finally found the courage to tell you the truth." Their hands began to shake. Tears filled their eyes. They couldn't remember writing those words. But suddenly every forgotten feeling returned. Listen carefully. They sat quietly for hours, reading every unfinished sentence. Some lines spoke of hope. Others revealed fear. One sentence stood out more than all the others. "The hardest part isn't loving you, it's believing I'm worthy enough to tell you." For years, they believed silence would protect both of you. Now they realized silence had only created distance. The burden inside their heart had become heavier than ever before. Don't leave yet. The next morning, they made a promise. No more hiding. No more waiting for the perfect time. No more allowing fear to make decisions. They looked at your name on their phone. Their fingers trembled. Their heartbeat grew faster. They whispered, "Today, I'll finally tell them everything." They began typing. One word. Then another. Then another. The message was almost complete. For the first time, nothing was holding them back. Until their phone suddenly rang. It was an unexpected call from someone they hadn't heard from in years. The voice on the other end spoke only one sentence. "Before you do anything, there's something you need to know." Your soulmate froze. The message they had written remained unsent. Their heart raced. What could possibly be so important that it stopped them at the very moment they were ready to reveal the truth? Stay with me. Because the mysterious phone call uncovers a secret your soulmate never expected, and it may change everything they plan to tell you. Don't skip this part. Listen carefully, because the phone call your soulmate received was unlike anything they expected. It wasn't just another conversation. It became the moment that forced them to face the truth they had been avoiding for so long. Stay until the end, because what happened next changed the direction of their journey forever. They answered the call with trembling hands. For a few seconds, there was only silence. Then a familiar voice quietly said, "I know you've been carrying something in your heart, and if you don't say it soon, you'll regret it for the rest of your life." Your soulmate stood frozen. How could this person possibly know? They had never shared their secret with anyone. The words echoed in their mind again and again. "You'll regret it for the rest of your life." Listen carefully. The call ended as suddenly as it began. No explanation. No details. Just silence. Your soulmate stared at the message they had written for you. Their finger hovered over the send button. They wanted to press it. But fear returned one last time. What if I'm too late? What if they've already chosen another path? What if my truth only brings pain? They tried to walk away. They placed the phone on the table. They told themselves they would think about it tomorrow. But their heart refused to listen. Every minute felt heavier than the last. Everything changed. That evening, they decided to take a walk to clear their mind. The sky was painted with the colors of sunset. A gentle breeze passed by. Then something unexpected happened. An elderly stranger sitting on a park bench smiled and said, "The people we love should never have to guess how we feel." Your soulmate stopped in their tracks. The stranger simply smiled and walked away. They never even asked your soulmate's name. Yet those words pierced their heart. Was it another coincidence? Or another reminder that time was slipping away? Stay till the end. For the first time in years, your soulmate realized that every sign had been pointing toward the same lesson. Stop hiding. Stop waiting. Stop believing fear is protecting you. They returned home with tears in their eyes. They opened the message again. This time, they didn't change a single word. Every sentence came from the deepest part of their heart. Every confession was honest. Every apology was real. Every hope was sincere. They whispered, "No matter what happens, they deserve to know." They closed their eyes, took one deep breath, and finally pressed send. For a moment, complete silence filled the room. The message was gone. There was no taking it back. The truth was finally free. But just seconds later, their phone vibrated. A reply had arrived far sooner than they expected. Your soulmate looked at the screen. Their eyes widened. Their heartbeat became louder than ever before. The very first words of the reply left them completely speechless. Stay with me. Because the message your soulmate receives next reveals a truth neither of you saw coming, and it may become the beginning of a brand new chapter written by destiny. Don't skip this final chapter. Listen carefully, because the reply your soulmate received became the answer they had been praying for. Stay until the end, because this story is not about perfect timing, it is about finding the courage to trust destiny. Their phone continued to vibrate. For a few moments, they couldn't bring themselves to look at the screen. Their heart pounded with fear. What if I was rejected? What if I waited too long? What if this is the end? Slowly, they unlocked the phone. The reply was short. But every word carried incredible weight. Thank you for finally telling me the truth. Your soulmate read those words again. And again. Tears filled their eyes. Not because every problem had disappeared, but because the silence that had separated two hearts was finally broken. Listen carefully. The message continued. I don't know what the future holds. I don't have all the answers. But I've always believed that honesty is better than wondering what could have been. Your soulmate couldn't stop crying. For years they believed fear was protecting them. Instead, fear had only delayed the peace they were searching for. Everything changed in that moment. Not because every dream instantly came true, but because the truth had finally been spoken. Stay till the end. The days that followed were filled with long conversations. Some were joyful. Some were emotional. Some brought laughter. Others brought tears. They spoke about missed opportunities. About the misunderstandings that had kept them apart. About the moments when they secretly thought of each other but were too afraid to reach out. With every honest conversation, another piece of the wall between them disappeared. Your soulmate realized something important. Love doesn't grow stronger because people never make mistakes. Love grows stronger when two people are willing to face the truth with open hearts. Listen carefully. One evening, they met beneath a quiet evening sky. For a while, neither of them spoke. There was no need for perfect words. Sometimes, presence says more than speeches ever can. Your soulmate smiled and quietly said, "The thing I feared most wasn't telling you the truth. It was living the rest of my life wishing I had." Those words changed everything. In that moment, they both understood that destiny had not been testing their love. It had been teaching them courage. Don't leave yet. This story carries a lesson for every heart. How many people spend years waiting for the perfect moment? How many apologies remain unsaid? How many dreams disappear because fear speaks louder than hope? Life reminds us that tomorrow is never guaranteed. But today is. Today is the day to choose kindness. Today is the day to choose forgiveness. Today is the day to speak with honesty, even when your voice trembles. Faith does not promise that every path will be easy, but it reminds us that courage is never wasted. Every step taken in truth brings peace that fear can never offer. Listen carefully. If this story found you today, perhaps it isn't only about soulmates. Perhaps it's reminding you to stop delaying the words your heart has been carrying. Tell the people you love that they matter. Forgive those who sincerely seek forgiveness. Release the weight of old regrets. Trust that what is meant for you will arrive at the right time. Your soulmate's greatest victory wasn't receiving a reply. It was finally becoming brave enough to stop hiding. And that courage opened a door that fear had kept closed for far too long. My beloved child, remember this. Heaven often works quietly. Destiny often moves when we cannot see it. And the greatest miracles sometimes begin with one simple act of honesty. Keep your heart open. Keep your faith strong. Keep walking forward with hope. Because the chapters written with courage, patience, and love often become the most beautiful stories of all. Thank you for staying until the end. May peace fill your heart, may wisdom guide your choices, and may love find you exactly when the time is right. This is not the end of hope. This is the beginning of a new chapter.